Welcome back. It is Sunday, May 26th in the NBA. We have game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. We're now in Dallas, where Dallas is up 2-0 on the Timberwolves. Let's see if the series can become a little bit closer, if the T-Wolves can pull out a win today. But today, I'm going to talk all about my favorite player props. We got 2 of them. We'll talk about who I think wins and covers in this game, and then we'll end the video with Trina's play of the day. But without further ado, my name's Austin. We're going to change the scenery. Let's dive into our picks of how we've done the last 2 days, because I did have to record yesterday's video pre-Friday. So the last 2 days, on Friday, we had PJ Washington's over in points. Then we laddered his threes for 3 and 4. Bro went 0 for 4 from 3 into 10 points. Yesterday, I wish I did the same exact bet, but for Al Horford, because woo! Al Horford and monster game as the Celtics come back in that fourth quarter. 23 points, 7 threes. And I'd be able to retire and pay for my whole trip if I just did the same ladder like I did with PJ Washington on Friday. But either way, a 1-1 day over the last 2 games, if you will. But today we're locked in. We're trying to go 2-0 in this Timberwolves versus Mavericks game 3. I really like the 2 picks we got cooked up for y'all. And besides those 2 picks that we'll talk about, Trina's on a scorcher. 4-1. She cashed Mike Conley's over in points. Jaylen Brown over 2.5 assists. We'll talk about her favorite pick at the end of the video. If you are new, like I said, my name's Austin. We're going to change the scenery a little bit different, but do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, drop a like. Appreciate you guys for helping us again hit 200,000 subscribers. Let's hit 300 today. But let's dive into the picks today. I got 2 of them in this video. If you ever need any sportsbook sign-up bonuses or deposit matches or things like that, use our links down below in the description. Should help you guys get some free money to hopefully win some more money. But my first pick of the day, going to be a guy that needs a big game for his team. And this is Karl-Anthony Towns. I really like his over 19.5 points, minus 110 on DraftKings. Now, there's a chance that this does go up to 20.5. I really don't know where this line moves to. You got lace of juice at 18.5. I'm not paying minus 140 on a points prop. I just don't do that for points props because, I'm not laying juice at a minus 140 on points. Maybe a rebounds if it's like 6.5, but not a 19.5 points line. Now, obviously, in game 1, and in this series, Towns has not been good. But let's talk about game 1, 16 points, 6 of 20 shooting in 34 minutes. Yeah, that was great. Well, obviously, Cat's got to play better than that in game 2. Not really. You once again disappointed. 15 points, 4 of 16 in 26 minutes. And then he got benched in the fourth quarter, the final about 8 minutes, 30 seconds for Naz Reid. Now, a couple things went wrong for him. Obviously, in game 2, Towns didn't shoot the ball well. And his backup, Naz Reid, was, 7 for 9 from 3. He took Al Horford's special sauce and from his game last night or whatever. Those guys went insane. But also, Cat missed a couple minutes in the first quarter with 2 fouls, and obviously those things kind of worked against him, and you're going to ride with the hot hand. Now, a couple things probably aren't happening, and one of those would probably be Naz Reid going 7 of 9 for 3 tonight. I think we see Cat play a lot better. Obviously, the Mavericks have been a really good defensive team. Last 20 games of the regular season, the number 1 defense in the league. But it's not like they're, clamping up on Cat and being like, wow, Cat, while he's shooting 4 for 16, it looks like he should be shooting that. Now, he's missing some, fadeaways, some easy, push type hook type shots down below in the paint. He has a big size advantage on PJ Washington. I anticipate he'll be able to hopefully make some shots today. Last game did get to the free throw line 7 times, which we do like to see. And I just think down 2 games to 0, and the Timberwolves can look at a couple different things. How can we get back in the series? But it's a pretty easy one, in my opinion. They've had bad games from Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns. Your 2 players, your 2 best players, let's argue they're 2 best players, have not shown up so far this series. Pretty easy fix. Get those guys to play better. I really think Cat shows up. I don't know if Ant-Man shows up because they're doubling him nonstop whenever he drives, but by doubling him, you're getting a lot of open looks for Cat. He's just missing some wide open threes. We obviously know how talented Karl-Anthony Towns is. I think today he starts to make some shots. I looked at his over 4.5 points in the first quarter. I don't mind that because I think he comes out aggressive, but an off chance maybe he misses his first couple shots. I really think he could get going at any point in this game. We see a 10, 12-point quarter. That probably carries us over this line. I don't see him getting benched either. So give me Cat. Give me his over 19.5 points. I really like that play of the day. I think Cat shows up in a big way. Could score 25 plus tonight, as obviously the Timberwolves in much need of a win. Now, my second player prop is going to be a guy that hurt us, and it's a system play. If you've been back in my plays in this playoffs, there's sometimes we don't run back our losses, and that's not going to be today. PJ Washington over 11.5 points, minus 120 on DraftKings. Now, in game 2, as you probably know, we backed PJ Washington, and it was painful. As I talked about at the beginning of the video, he went out there and scored 10 points. We also took his over in threes at 3 and 4 for some great value. 0 for 4 from 3. His first shot of the game, I believe, was at 9 or 10 minute mark in the first quarter. Air ball from three, wide open. There wasn't a soul near him, and he airballed that one. And I wasn't watching that game live because I was on a plane, but if I watched that live, I would have been like, yep, no chance. Now, also, what went against him is he airballed that. Then he got blocked on his next shot by Mike Conley. Not great, a turnover basically. And then you were like, all right, well, if that's the way he started, there's no chance he gets close to hitting this over 11.5 points. No, he actually got to 10 points. He was in the fourth quarter, and he put up this shot. Can someone explain to me how that is not a goaltend on Naz Reid? I was looking at the NBA stat. They recorded that as a block for Naz Reid. What in the world is that a block? And then he gets an offensive rebound and airballs that push shot. I mean, we were that close from cashing it in game 2. I'm willing to take a chance that he can at least step up and get the job done in game 3. Look, the Timberwolves, obviously, if they're down 0-2, it's not like they haven't been competitive in these 2 games. And like I said, Ant and Cat haven't shown up. So I don't think they're going to be like, oh, we got to make a ton of defensive changes. No, I think they're fine with their defensive changes. The problem is they just have not, so their offense hasn't shown up. If they start showing up and Ant and Cat play well, they probably win these games. But at the same time, like I said, I think PJ Washington, as I talked about in game 2, going to continue to get open looks. Almost every single one of his shots yesterday was wide open. The only 2 that weren't, well, he got swatted by Mike Conley, and then he had a 3-point attempt for like 70 feet at the end of the half, I believe. So at the end of the day, he was getting the open looks, just wasn't making them. He's going back home here. Obviously, hasn't been with the Mavericks for 10 years, but he's been here since February. I think he starts to knock down some more shots tonight. He has the volume. We only need 12 points. Is the volume there? There's a chance that he could maybe get more volume if they maybe throw more guys at Luka. At the end of the day, he's getting wide open looks in the corner. Hasn't really knocked him down so far this series. What is he? 2 for 12 from 3. But he's still, hustling. He's getting to the rim. He has a speed advantage against Cat, who's guarding him. They obviously have mismatch on the other side, so please don't get in foul trouble against Karl-Anthony Towns. Although, if you're going to do that, I won't be too mad, but we don't want to split. We want to go 2-0 on these. I think PJ Washington's in for a good game. Give me over 11.5 points. Not going to ladder his threes tonight so that he can actually make them. Because if I'm taking the ladder on threes, he ain't making any of them. I won't take it tonight, and I will be so blessed if you want to make 4 threes. Be a little mad, but I will take 4 threes if that's what you want to do tonight, PJ. I really like his over in points. Now, my next pick. Well, those are going to be 2 picks that we're going to track towards the video, towards our record. Now I'm going to talk about a lean. Like I said, I don't bet a lot of game picks, but I feel like I've been pretty dialed in on spread picks. And this is the one I would go with today. It's be the Timberwolves plus 3.5. I'm not personally going to put my money on it because I don't have a ton of faith in T-Wolves. As I talked about at the beginning of the series, I picked the Mavericks in that first game. I picked the Mavericks spread in the second game. And at the beginning of the series, I said I like the Mavs to win this series. And I got called. Someone said, "You picked the Mavs?" I'm unsubscribing. Well, that's not looking so bad so far, but I do think the T-Wolves can get back in this series. I don't think the Mavericks are 3 and up 3-0 better than the T-Wolves. And like I said, Ant and Cat have not played well. I mean, what are their shooting percentages? I'm going to calculate this on the fly. I mean, what did Ant-Man go? 5 for 17 last game. He's 6 for 16 in game 1. So what is he, 11 for? I mean, I saw some comparing him to Dylan Brooks type stat. That's not good. And then same side, Cat, what is he? He's 10 for 40 something, or 34, something like that. Either way, I think those guys play better. I think the T-Wolves plus 3.5. I can put my own money on it, just the lean, but they're pretty well on the player, the leans in terms of games. So I think we got a good chance at cashing that one if you do want to tail that. But obviously, bet with what you're confident in. And then finally, we wrap up the video with Trina's play of the day. I don't track these towards my record. She's been dialed in. So she needs another winner here today. She's 4-1 so far in the playoffs. Her only miss was Anthony Edwards in game 1 of this series, and he probably should hit because he ended with what? He ended with 38, and we needed 40 PRAs. Today she's going with another Minnesota Timberwolves. Doesn't conflict with my play too much. It is Rudy Gobert, over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. As talked about with Trina, she doesn't watch really any basketball. The only basketball she watches is when she's reading and I'm watching the game, and she might see something going on the screen. But that's about it. She's 4-1, though, so do whatever you want with it. Yesterday, a little sweaty with Jaylen Brown, over 2.5 assists, but he got the job done. I didn't get any analysis from her this time, so if you want to tell, you can. Hopefully she can move to 5-1 with the little Gobert magic. Hopefully he grabs 20 rebounds and gets 20 assists, all to Cat. That'd be beautiful. But those are our favorite picks of the day. The two I will track towards my record: PJ Washington and Karl Anthony Towns over in points. Trina's POD with Rudy Gobert, which, let's see if she can stay hot, will certainly be cool. And then T-Wolves plus 3.5 is what I would lean if I had to bet on the game side. But y'all have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend on Sunday. And I'll see you guys back again tomorrow with some more picks for, I believe, game 4 of the Pacers and Celtics series. See if they can avoid the 4-0 sweep. But we'll see and talk about that then. As Austin, I'm signing out. I'll see you guys back in a change of scenery tomorrow. We'll see where I am, but I'll see you guys then. Peace.